Okay, Lafayette, New Jersey. This is from Andrew. I hope this finds you well. I am enjoying a marvelous week at the Jersey Shore, and I hope you two are enjoying the summer as well. Take care.
Yeah, summer hasn't been that bad.
This Addams Family postcard is from Sean Henry. Thoughts on the Addams Family movies?
Nothing that hasn't been said before. The first movie
I saw twice in the theater.
Yes. The fact that they set it up that Fester is an imposter at the beginning, it's not a family. Yeah. Once Fester becomes incorporated in the family, then the movie comes together and it becomes what you want it to be.
House on the Rock, right here in Wisconsin, from one of our Australian friends, Therese.
Yes.
So lovely to meet you all at FolksCon, except the cats. Why didn't you bring the cats? I have had a lovely time exploring your fair city. Question for Seen It: which film best captures your part of the USA? Happy movie watching, Therese. House on the Rock, not in Madison, but near.
No films have captured Wisconsin.
I would say Fargo comes closest to capturing
Wisconsin.
This Destination Oklahoma, very large postcard, is from Paul and Devon. Thumb kiss. P.S. Large print, limited words for ease of reading. I appreciate it, gents. And speaking of ease of reading, this is from Grace. I think it's the final postcard from Grace on her trip to England. And I'm going to give that to you to read the small print.
He thinks I have such good eyesight. It's a lie. Because if you watch closely, go back, I'm always like, Sadly, my trip is coming to an end here. My flight leaves in a few hours. Being here in the UK for the past 3.5 months has given me perspective, reflection, and a sense of belonging. It really feels like I was always meant to be here. I am well aware that wherever you go, no place is perfect, but I feel that this place suits me better, and I have a resolve and a spark to move here permanently within a year. Especially with how the old USA has been heading going these past few years.
Grace, thank you for sending us all these postcards and sharing your trip with us. It's been great to read. This last one was very touching, although I was hoping that it was leading up to the reveal that I'm actually a ghost. I feel like I belong here in England because I've always been here. Okay, we have a couple of envelopes to open here. I'm going to give you that. This one is from David in Poland. David, I saw your last batch of unboxing show notes. I'm sorry I haven't dealt with them yet, but I will. I will get to them.
This is from Caitlin in Long Beach, California. Caitlin writes, Dear Basement, about 2 years ago I purchased $100 worth of Sally Ride Forever stamps as a screw you to the then current presidential administration. The former presidential administration. I still have quite a few of them left, so I figured I would write to you guys. Thank you. Have either of you seen Desert Fury of 1947? It's a gloriously gay western noir starring Burt Lancaster and Lisbeth Scott. The queer subtext is so overt that it feels like it couldn't have been an accident, but because it was a Hollywood studio film from the 1940s, it couldn't possibly have been intentional. Fascinating. Whether it's an extended kiss between Mary Astor and Elizabeth Scott that reads as anything but motherly, or a fastidious gangster telling the story of meeting his partner in crime at 2 a.m. in Times Square and going home with them, it's all fascinating. It's a very mediocre film, but also absolutely amazing. Do either of you have a favorite camp film? Much has been made of the relationship between the two main women in Johnny Guitar, Joan Crawford and Mercedes McCambridge, and just like the raging fury they have at each other, how it's very sexual, and how it's like, we need to destroy each other now.
I really need to see that movie. My favorite camp movie definitely is not Boom. I was not a fan of that. I love The Boys in the Band, and I also really like the remake of The Boys in the Band, which I think came out in 2020. Okay, David has sent us some postcards here. This one is a word that I cannot pronounce.
Let's go.
Dear Basement Boys, trademark. I finally managed to send you a long overdue postcard. This one's from my hometown, which you can't pronounce. And it is a mural of Fred Zinnemann, who, according to recent findings, was born here.
Fred Zinnemann is the director of High Noon.
So naturally, my question is, favorite Zinnemann film? All the best, David Mamjour, your Polish pal.
Oh, I really wish we could look this up because Zinnemann, best known for High Noon, he was one of those great journeyman directors who you wouldn't put on a list with the John Fords and the Howard Hawks and everything, but he dabbled all over the place, and he made a lot of great movies in his lifetime. So that also makes it hard to remember what a Zinnemann movie is. I guess, like, other than High Noon, I'm like,
It looks like David has also made some homemade basement postcards. There's a picture of Craig sitting on a very big couch, and he says, "I told you to come to the big leather couch, Matt." And there's sad old Matt sitting on a ratty little couch. There's a little message for you on the back there.
oh, I am.
And there's a message for me on the back of this one. And you might not be surprised that it's very different than the one that you have.
Well, I can't tell you the one I have because it says "Don't tell Matt."
And mine says, "Don't tell Craig." Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. You are too.
I really wish that David, when he made this one, or it says that I'm the best, don't tell Craig. I wish
What?
On this, okay. I wish on this one I was saying, "I told you to come to the old leather couch, Craig," and then you were on a couch that was so tall that it was just smashing you against the ceiling.
That will be the next one. Okay, looking at this postcard, if you look closely, they're sitting next to this open window, this huge crowd outside, and he's blowing smoke rings.
Yeah.
I'm highly doubtful that you could blow a series of smoke
From an
rings
open
in
window, yeah.
that situation. Yeah. I had a friend who was like a cartoon train. He could do it so well.
Smoke rings, yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Yep.
How does one learn, and how does one teach that?
I don't know. I wondered the same thing about blowing bubbles.
How do I, not only can I whistle, but I can whistle a tune. I don't know how I'm doing it, but if you play a tune for me, I can whistle it.
But can you sing?
Not really. When you go to our website, welcometothebasementshow.com, you can see our entire catalog. You can see all kinds of fun stuff. And there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on to make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support our show. We certainly appreciate it. And right now, I'm going to appreciate a list of our rolling monthly donors. Malcolm, Kevin, Charles, Wilson, Jay, Dan, Alexander, Jonathan, David, Mara, Carson, Stephanie, Mario, Kevin, Michael, Clayton, Jennifer, Eric, Ashton, Tiffany, Ann, Graham, Peter, and Andrea.
Thank you.
The rest of our donors later in the show. Incidentally, speaking of our website, for those of you in the European Union, you can watch a playable link to our Atomic Blonde episode on the website. Don't go to YouTube. You can see it on our website. It's right there on the front page for now. And that's how you can watch that in case you missed it. I had some problems with the Atomic Blonde episode, but you can watch it there.
Do you know why the EU doesn't really like it? It blows the lid off of how the Berlin Wall came down.
Okay.
Blows the lid off.
I think maybe people in the UK can watch our Atomic Blonde episode, so that might be the only good thing to come out of Brexit for our show. A woman, Anna, wakes up very early in the morning, and she takes this bulky baby to the baby place.
Linda manito que tengo yo.
Then she gets on the train and goes to work.
That painting is syphilis.
I can't understand you. You're crying in French. I can only understand Spanish crying.
Linda manito que tengo.
The same lullaby? What a hack!
Qué lindos y negritos que Dios me dio.
Foutoir américain. Porte-choix.
Je me présente, je m'appelle Monsieur Henny.
Mr. Henny is my rapper name. My full name is Mr. Hennessy. Paris, je t'aime, actually.
C'est fin.
That is a package that came to our P.O. box. This is a package that was handed to me at FolksCon by one of our friends who watches this show, Emily. I got to meet her face to face. She's a lovely young lady. And she gives this to you. This is Galactic Destinations Postcards.
Ah.
There
Yes,
you go.
I believe Emily mentioned this to me. These are postcards of, like, done in the classic 1930s National Park style of various places in the Star Wars universe. Here's Dagobah. Here's Mustafar, where Darth Vader lives, because he likes to be reminded of that really bad day in his life. Jakku.
And then this is a record for me. This is, look at that. It's Laurel and Hardy, Way Out West, original motion picture soundtrack.
Where they do the dance that's easy to put music over, so they're dancing to pretty much anything.
Oh, yeah, where they're doing a little... Yeah, that's cute. Cool. Yep. Thank you, Emily. And also those Whiskey Smash cocktails that you gave me in the little pouches, those were delicious. I thought they were really balanced. They were a little too sweet for my tastes, but once I diluted them with a little bit of seltzer, they were perfect. Did you have yours?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yes, I did.
Great.
I got something from New Orleans, Louisiana. Shakespeare Movies and What I Think of Them by Jeff Hockenheimer. I have a feeling that Jeff is the person who sent us this.
I think there's a letter attached in there, so...
There is. Close, please find my book. If you like it, let me know. All right, Jeff Hockenheimer. I look forward to your book.
Shakespeare movies, yeah. We like Shakespeare movies. We watched one on this show.
Yes.
Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet.
I look forward to paging through this one.
Okay, now viewer questions.
Now?
The Lovely Bones 0521. How often do you guys watch movies? Every day? A couple a day? I usually don't watch any for a bit and then watch 3 or 4 back to back. Oh, Lovely Bones. I have been fallen off the job this year. I am never going to come close to 150 movies.
Yeah.
I'm so far behind.
I was plugging away. This is what always happens. First half of the year, I am ahead of myself.
Yep.
And then something happens in August where I'm like, oh, daylight is fading.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I have a job where I can watch movies at work. And I'm like, I'll watch a season of the British baking show.
I try to watch movies. I try to watch as many as I can.
Adam Fink writes, if you could erase your memory of watching any movie, what movie would you want to rewatch the first time again? I just saw a movie where I wish I hadn't seen a preview for it. I wish that I could have sat down and thought, oh, I'm seeing a movie about a young Native American woman who wants to be taken seriously as a hunter instead of just as a gatherer and medicine woman. And then a fucking predator shows up. Not a bear, an alien from outer space that you know once tried to kill Arnold Schwarzenegger. To have that surprise going in, but, that's how it was advertised.
Yeah, that movie's not going to woo people by not telling them there's a predator in the movie.
I know.
In our P.O. box, we often are sent all kinds of nice gifts and fun things to look at. And a lot of times I'm also sent records, and I try and listen to them and talk about them on the show. And I've got some to talk about today, and a CD. First of all, we have Entertainer of the Year, Loretta. Right there. That is a Loretta Lynn album. I believe she won a Grammy for this. This has the song Rated X on. It also has such songs as Hanky Panky Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday Will Come Again Tonight. In the middle of the song, she says, yesterday will come tonight. And then she says, ooh, yeah, think about it. Loretta Lynn is great. She's always good. All Loretta Lynn songs kind of sound the same, but they're all great, and you want to hear them all when you hear them.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things about her. Like, she really cracked a formula of a female country singer. Next up, we have the Dietz School Marimba Band, 1968.
That's
Yes.
a lot of marimba.
It is. Now, it's a fine marimba band. The Dietz School runs, if you want a degree in marimba, you could do a lot worse than the Dietz School. I've said before that this cover is beautiful. I love it. But the music, it's very clear that they just put a microphone in front of the band and someone pressed record, and that's what's on this. It's very poor recording quality. And this record is in very poor shape. Nevertheless, I listen to it because I don't have kids.
And when we watch our next Western, it will likely be over my shoulder.
Yep. And this I just listened to today. We listened to this in the car when we were running errands, going to the Apple store to pick up my laptop. It is Stuart Copeland, the Rumblefish soundtrack. This is really excellent. There's a song, the first song on here, Don't Box Me In, is a vocal song, which I don't think made it in the movie. And I think it's Stuart Copeland singing. I don't know. It sounds like the guy from Wall of Voodoo.
Stan Ridgway. Hey, do we have more donations to talk about, Matt?
We do.
Amber, James, Katrine, Melanie, Greg, Ella, Nicole, Abigail, Andres, Nathan, Aaron, Emily, Mitchell, Adam, Ralph, Ann, Mike, Kempson, Maura, and Zach. Thank you.
Last time on Unboxing, you might remember that I shared some other gifts that we got at FolksCon. There was a nice family there who passed along some autographs from their father's autograph collection, and I've got the other 4 to share with you. Here are some names you might recognize. It's Tom Mix, cowboy actor.
From the 1920s.
Tom Mix, that's right.
The first famous cowboy, actor.
There he is right there. This is Marjorie Main,
Ooh.
who I believe was Ma Kettle.
She was Ma Kettle. I saw her. She's in the movie The Women from 1939. She shows up and throws everything into disarray because she's so Western.
Okay.
In this movie about Eastern socialites.
Your opinion of my work, oh boy, in Too Hot to Handle. I shall keep your card. I'm going to the Orpheum. Under the big top. Hope you can catch that one. Did you see? What do you think about and parts like these?
I love them. That's what I think of them.
I can't read this woman's writing. It's so... All right, here we go. Speaking of silent movies, Dorothy Gish.
Really?
Yeah, there you go, right there. And lastly, I think this is the big one. It's Leslie Howard.
Oh!
Gone with the Wind, I believe, was one of his bigger roles.
Yes, he did play Ashley Wilkes in that. Do we have a man with a woman's name to play a man with a woman's name? They're like, there's one in England. From Alexander Hawk in Andover, Massachusetts. DVDs. What's better than Hellboy 1? Hellboy 2.
I thought Hellboy 2 was much better than Hellboy 1. I enjoyed Hellboy 2 a lot.
I want to take this movie home because someone's obsessed with the character, but I'm not going to let him watch this movie quite yet, but I want to watch it. Venom.
Okay.
And then we have Punisher Warzone. This one stars someone.
Yep.
Ray Stevenson.
Oh, yeah, Ray Stevenson. What is this black case? What is this supposed to be?
Yeah, it's 4K Ultra HD.
4K
This one has
Ultra
the same
HD.
black case. 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray plus digital. It's got everything.
Cool.
Is this the second one? Yes, it is the second one.